Here at Better Family Life, everything that we do is based on culture. Culture is that which defines and gives life and motion to human beings. It's the totality of thought and practice in which a people creates and celebrates itself, produces, develops, and sustains itself and introduces itself to history and the world. And when we talk about culture, culture happens on at least 7 basic levels. You have religion, spirituality, and ethics. You have history, your political organizations, your social organizations, your economic organizations, and self-reliant economic enterprises. You have the creative production, which is your art, music, and literature. And the ethos, which is the collective psychology in which a people achieve as a result of practicing all of those things. So everything that we do here is based around culture. And our culture is rooted in our chief goal, which is the stabilization of African American families. And when I say that it's the totality of thought and practice, we had an idea that, and we practice it. And up to date with practicing our idea, we have helped hundreds and hundreds of thousands of families. So I think that our institution is one of the best examples of African thought and practice, because practice proves and makes everything possible. Don't tell me, show me through practice. It's what you do. And we've been showing you that we have been dedicated to black people. We could talk about the economic culture of black folks, which is deep. That we contribute over $1 trillion to the gross domestic product, and out of that trillion, only 2% comes back into the community, which 98% leaves to never return. W.E.B. Du Bois says to be a poor man is hard, but to be a poor race in the land of dollars is the bottom of hardships. Here at Better Family Life, we're talking about group economics. You see the vendors out there. We believe that the businesses in the African American community needs to be the engine that takes us to the next level. Now, when you throw a number like trillion out there, sometimes you don't understand how much that really is. If I was going to ask you, how long do you think 1,000,000 seconds ago was, what would you say? 13 days ago.
Oh, okay.
If I was to ask you, what was 1,000,000,000 seconds ago? Was 32 years ago. If I ask you about 1 trillion seconds ago, 1400 BC. So when you talk about millions, billions, and trillions, then you see the kind of power that we have, and we say that we don't have spending power because there's no power in spending, there's only power in producing. We have to produce things. We have to go into business. So we ask, what is our culture? What is our economic culture? Where are our social organizations, our political organizations, our educational institutions? See, we live in neighborhoods. You know, you only live in the community and you're controlling all of that. So we have to control those things in order to become a community. our education system is in disarray. 50% African American dropout. And then they're saying the other 50% that are graduating on the same level as sixth grade whites. So even though that they graduated, if they go and run up against a sixth grade white, well, he gonna run his world, which is setting them up. Because what we're doing is we're asking the educational system, really, this is what we ask in the schools. We are asking the schools to teach my child to compete against your child. That's what Malcolm X said, to let the enemy teach your children is insanity. So you wondering why our children aren't learning because you have them in the hands of somebody else. That's why we have to take our schools back. We have to take our community back. And Better Family Life is dedicated to taking it back and giving it to the people in which it belongs. We're in the process of redeveloping this whole page corridor. Right here, we're in the process, we're in the acquisition phase of getting about 300 homes in this area to revitalize them and renovate them, turn them into low-income housing, build businesses up and down page. So essentially what we are doing is rebuilding Black Wall Street. They said that the dollar turned back then 70, 80 times. It only chills in our community for about an hour or two. They said if you want to measure how black you are, follow your money for the last 30 days. If your money hasn't been spent with the majority of black people, you're the problem. When the African American businesses need to be engine to propel us, we have to support our own. And then, you know, we talk about black economics, but then there's something that we have to engage in, which is psychoeconomics, that we have to create the desire for black people to even want to buy black. We have to create that desire. And then even when black folks go into business, you know, they talk about how the Jewish community, they stick together and they buy from their own. But it's also that if the market price is right, the quality of the product is right, that the determining factor is that you are Jewish. But your product has to be right too. The quality has to be right. You can't say support me in your product raggedy and you ain't put nothing into it. So you got to make sure that your product is quality. When we purchased this building back in 2006, you know, we had an opportunity to open it up early if we wanted to. But we said that we wanted a quality institution for our people, that we wanted it to be state of the art, because our people are used to not getting quality. And that's what this institution has been. Our name, Better Family Life, is synonymous with incredible, synonymous with excellence itself. You know, being African is synonymous with excellence. You know, they say quality is a commitment made real. Quality is not perfection, but rather the dedication to perfection. And those who are similarly dedicated to it form an elite community. And when quality is so consistent that it creates a reputation. And that reputation is called trust. And trust is the highest compliment that can ever be paid. So our 32-year dedication to our community and to our people is synonymous to excellence. So what I'd like to do is, One, thank you again for coming here to our institution. We're proud of it. If you see our mural out there, definitely take a look at it. It tells our entire story. There's nothing left out. So if you want to question who we are, all you have to do is look at our mural. That's who we are. We have a summer camp here. We have after-school programs here. Definitely send your children to our institution. As President Douglas said, it's better to raise strong children than to report broken men. So we have to capture our children early and give them a sense of who they are and root them into our culture. So